All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the first episode of the Crucifixion. My name is Crucify Mac. I'll be your guys' host, and the first person that I could think to bring on to the Crucifixion would be Crucified Doxx, also known as Chandler. Um, so let's hear a little bit about yourself, Chandler, or Doxx.
What's up? I'm Chandler Doxx Duggar. I am co-founder slash co-owner of Crucify Gaming, Crucify LLC, whatever you want to call it. I am a flex AR for Crucify Gaming, and I do a little bit behind the scenes video production wise and business wise, I guess.
All right, nice. So, what all has come of Crucify just in general so far? Like, any major victories or anything?
We've knocked down a few sponsors. We're like not even a month old yet, but we've knocked down a few sponsors. We had our first Call of Duty scrim last night. We haven't played with each other in months. Haven't played the game in 2 months, and then we actually came out with a victory. We lost a close hard point, but we won the other one. So I mean, it is what it is. Coming back higher. I mean, after not playing, we kind of smoked the boys. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey, it was pretty close. If anyone who is watching this actually wants to go and see that map, it is. I'll shout out Team Deicide on YouTube. They have the map where we actually won uploaded on their YouTube channel. So shout out to them. Um, so what all's going on in your life? Like any major things going on?
Well, can I curse on this podcast?
Probably not.
All right. Well, no crap to you. I'm literally at the hospital in the parking lot right now. Gonna have a baby soon. Or we're sitting here at the hospital, but I was eating some Taco Villa. Shout out Taco Villa, kind of fire. First time having it. One of the best taco spots in the area.
In the area, you mean?
Oh, I live in Monahans, Texas. Currently, I'm from Bristol, Virginia. Which that's the thing about you'll learn about all the four co-owners of Crucify. We're all from Bristol, Virginia, and we're all really close, best friends. Call us brothers. This is what we call each other, but
Yep, this is
all a
true.
little family.
So, how long have you been playing Call of Duty for? Like, when was your first, and how long have you been competing for?
I've been playing since probably like World at War. Like I was like really young. I've not taken. I started taking the game seriously probably like Advanced Warfare, Black Ops 3 area around there,
Okay.
and then really got into the mode around like Cold War a little bit. Probably Vanguard was my first where I consistently played.
Gotcha. Um, so speaking of, you said you were really young. You know, currently, how old are you?
I'm 19 years old, turned 20 this year.
Nice. Um, so other than gaming, what else did you do as a kid?
Oh, I played lots of sports. Played baseball my whole life. Played football till sixth grade. Snapped my femur in half. And then play a lot of golf now. Love golf now. Picked up on it. I was a cheerleader. I was an NCAA cheerleader for the University of King. Uh, you know, we won't talk about them. They didn't like me very much after I left because I had a baby. But I was there. I did my thing, full ride. But now I just sit in Monahans, Texas, a little old town, hanging out, playing Call of Duty with the boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's all that matters right now. So what is the schedule so far looking like for Crucify? Like, how should people be expecting the organization in general to grow?
So right now, off of the schedule, right now we're on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram. We got all the main things, but back onto the schedule, you could probably expect to see like random vlogs up. Random vlogs kind of come like at least once a week, probably once we get started, and you can expect probably 2 to 3 scrims a week, and once we get in season, probably at least a match a week.
Yeah. Um,
That's what.
so I know, Crucify wasn't a thing last year. So tell us about, you didn't really have, from my knowledge, you didn't have too much going on in Vanguard. Like, you kind of started off at the beginning. and it was a little rough year. But what about MW2? What all happened so far last year?
So to start the year, the Crucified crew you see now was originally called Vision Gaming, which was that's where me and my brother, my actual brother, outdated. That's where we started the MW2 season, and then by like season two in ranked, I'm gonna base it off the seasons. We kind of split off, and me and Outdated started our own team called Complex with one of his good friends, Malik Lonely and Frosty TJ. Uh, that team didn't really work out. A lot of communication issues and scheduling issues. And then the boys from Vision, Mac and Blue, they ended up meeting with these two dudes named Spaz and Nebula. Great team. They killed it. But towards the end of the year, scheduling kind of messed up with them too. And then we all ended up joining this team called Team Deicide, the team we played in the scrim. And then after everyone kind of stopped playing, our Mac, he's in the army, our host. He was out for 2 months at well, it was like a training camp
Yeah,
for cadets.
so I was at CST, which is in Fort Knox, and basically I trained 6,500 cadets. Within I was there for 57 days, 56 days.
Yeah.
Uh, yep. So I got to teach Claymore to the ESB EIB standard in the Army to brand new lieutenants coming in. So it was a pretty humbling experience, especially because I've been in for 4 years now. I'm a sergeant, and we constantly, as NCOs and just enlisted in general, judge the officer side, and like I got to see so much of how their training is conducted, and it is so different than how it is conducted for us enlisted, especially
Oh,
coming up and stuff. Because I was there and nobody was really getting yelled at, and I was yelled at when I was a basic training private, but times change and everything is different for certain different individuals. But my time out there was actually pretty cool. I got a challenge coin from the Colonel of Cadet Command. I got recognized for how
which don't
well.
let him be too humble. That is an award given out to very few people.
Yeah, like I
You
think
need.
there was 12 of us that got it, so it was really cool to be one of those. We got from the CG and the DCG, which is the commanding general and the deputy commanding general of Fort Knox. They actually came out to our lane and gave us like big props because how much time and effort we actually put into the demonstration portion and getting out the information out because we only had 30 minutes to teach it, and we kind of got to just show a lot of different just NCOs, officers, just in general, like the knowledge that we had on the Claymore. Like, and to be honest, dude, I found out like the day before I was going, so it kind of put a hinder on a lot of the plans that we kind of had going on within Team Deicide, and because there was 4 teams in there at once. Me, Spaz, Neb, and Blue were on one team called the Dreadnoughts, but we never really got to do anything with that. And with me going, I didn't get to play the game for 2 months. Like I didn't get a hold of controller in my hand, and uh, but it was really cool to get out there and do my job, which is teaching pretty much in the army. That's what you do as an E5 when you are in garrison. So
Oh yeah. But yeah, while he was there, we started talking. Not even Call of Duty. We just started talking. As the boys, the original Bristol boys. We were just talking, and we were like, "Why not run it back? Let's play some. We'll try to go this next season. Maybe even play some more MW2, which is what we're
yeah,
doing now." And then he got back, I think, literally 2 nights ago. And the night he got back, already on the game. We were grinding.
nope. It was I mean, I feel like obviously when you do take that step back and you're not able to play, obviously things are gonna be a little bit different for you. But um, I feel like as a team, that was the yesterday was the best that we've ever played as a team because everyone was playing their roles and no one was trying to do too much. And we have to talk about that. And this the 25%
100%.
rule. Yep. So I'm gonna do 25%. Doxx over there. They're gonna do 25%, and then zero, formerly known as outdated, and then blue. We're all gonna put 25%. We're all gonna do our roles and actually try to you know, do everything. Like, um, Blue, his biggest downfall a little bit ago was his comms, and whenever we kind
Big
of moved,
step.
whenever we moved away from Doxx and Zero now, we um, I was really helping him focus on his comms, and I mean, we don't really technically have a coach, so I kind of go in that role, to be honest. Just because I have coached some, top tier players, but
Yeah. All
uh,
the boys.
so
Kobe.
Kobe,
All y'all boys.
Reddit, Curry. I didn't really get to coach Astra, because I kind of left them to be because they ended up finding someone that could um, pick their game up just that hair bit, and that's kind of what they needed. So shout out to Mummy as well. Mummy's a beast. I love that guy.
Yeah, mommy's a dog.
Yep. And then um, so I'm gonna talk a little bit about RMW season. So like he said, we were teaming at the beginning, and we had a really close match against Team D side in the beginning that I felt that we really should have won, and the team morale there definitely just lost because we won the first map, and then we lost map 2 in around 11, and we smoked the map 3, and then we lost a really close map 4, and then we just got smoked on map 5 just because we let Mercado in, and Mercado was their best search and destroy map at the time. So, and I feel like we kind of knew that, but
Yeah, but at the time we should have known better because at the time Mercado was not it for us.
yeah, yeah.
But think Mercado's looking up.
Yeah. Hey. Also though, so after that, we played a couple more series together, and stuff just wasn't working out for us. And then they ended up, like they said, making complex, and then we as in me and Blue, teamed up with Spaz and Nebula, which we had a chance to team up with them earlier in the season. But however, we didn't want to leave the boys in the dust and do that to them, so we stayed. We tried to stick it out, but um, things just didn't work out, and me, Spaz, Neb, and Blue teamed up, and within I think 2 months we won the Trapper Dan tournament. So that was really cool. We lost 3-0 to this team. What was their name?
Engage.
Engage. Yep, Engage. They were really good. They had this guy named Puddle. He was going crazy the first series that we played them, and they beat us 3-0. But it wasn't like they smoked us on every single map. We lost 250 to 190 on the first map, and then we lost 6-5 on the second map, and then we lost 3-2 on the third map, which we shouldn't even have lost that control definitely.
But it
And
was though. Came back to the finals right back against that team.
Yep, and then we went out through the loser bracket. We lost. We didn't lose a map to Complex, and then we lost a map to DA side, and then Pobo ended up forfeiting against us, and then we ended up going up against Engage at the end, and so it was a best of 7, and we took 4 maps, and they took 2. So I didn't personally have the best series that I could have had, but I was filling the gaps, doing my thing. Blue had his best series to date. He was looking insane. He dropped 40 on map 4 for us to win. Um, and then I think he dropped 38 in the control, or I don't even remember. I just remember we won. It was the same control map too.
Me
So,
too.
yep, the same control map, and we ended up beating him 3-0 this time. So we really just went into the game. Our game plan was like focusing it up on Puddle, and then we ended up taking him out. And then the last 2 challengers events of the year we ended up playing in, and sadly, we didn't get to place top 20 or top 64 or top 32. We ended up getting first round at both times, but I mean it was a pretty unique experience getting to play in there. Just because I just never got to play in one, so it was pretty cool. But I wish that we could have done some more this season. But I'm going to go ahead and throw a question at you. So for next season, what are your expectations for this team?
Um, you want like expectations or like goals? Like what are you wanting exactly out of that?
Both. Both.
Um,
Yep.
my expectations are for all of us to follow that 25% rule, because if we do that, we're at our best.
Yeah.
And another expectation is trust each other's calls.
Yeah.
Listen, but as far as like goals, I want to definitely, if we're playing in that Trapper Dan League again, definitely be at the top of that. And I have a goal of playing some challengers tournaments, but try to make it a little bit. Not first round. If we can even go second round, I'll be fine.
Yeah.
Step up's better.
So let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the CDL. So, um, both of our favorite teams is Optic Texas, and they picked up Pred and Kenny so far in this offseason. I don't think there's going to be any coaching changes because we have JP and Karma. So,
And
what exactly are you expecting to see this year in the CDL? Because in my opinion, it is so top four dominant, but also these LA Thieves and the Boston team actually looks like it can compete.
I think I think it's definitely top four dominant. Like those top four, you can tell they're the real deal right now. But at the same time, I think there's still a lot of people that haven't been picked up.
Yeah.
Like we can't sleep on Ghosty. He still hasn't been picked up
Well,
anywhere.
he's
Can't sleep
he,
on
he's on that rumored LAT roster. It's supposed to be him, Cammy, Afro, and who's the fourth that I'm
Joe
looking for? Yeah,
Deceives.
Joe Deceives.
Yeah, that's the rumor right now. But I'm just saying, like until then, people get picked up. Or like even Illy. Illy's been looking
Yep.
good, playing all his eights and stuff. There's a lot of people still, but I mean, I think it's definitely going to be a top four. But there's always going to be sleepers. But as
Yep.
far as I'm concerned, right now, to me, I think uh, Toronto Ultra and Optic are the teams to look at. I thought FaZe was, but then Kenny and Pred. I mean, everyone expected it, but just looking at it now, you realize like that's going to be a problem
Yeah.
for people.
Because I saw some earlier on Reddit, and it was saying that Shotzi and Dashy's best game modes this year were Hardpoint, and Kenny and Pred's best game modes were Search and Destroy. And I felt like our Search and Destroy was kind of where we lacked, but also FaZe's Search and Destroy right now, with the team that they have with Draza, Celium, Abizi, and Simp, we're really going to be looking for someone like Pred or like Kenny to maybe call some shots, and if Shotzi gets picked, we're gonna have Pred, who's just gonna somehow pull a two-piece out of
Oh yeah,
out
he's
of you
got
know
minutes.
what, and he's gonna look really. I'm really expecting this team to not place anything lower than top four. Like they should make Sunday every single time.
Oh, for sure.
What do you think of the chances of this trio coming into effect? Attach, Clayster, and Standy.
I think that would be a really good team because I love Attach. Attach has been he's been there for a while now. One of the youngest COD pros ever.
Yeah,
Whenever he came
he was
in,
the youngest. He still is the youngest world champion ever. So
yeah. So like he's skillful, and then Clayster. Like I'm always gonna love Clayster. He's one of my Optic
yep.
boys. And then Standy, I think Standy was really nice in Cold War on that Rocker team.
Yeah, he was.
Nice. And then I felt like me personally, I felt like he kind of lacked in Vanguard. It didn't. I mean, he
Oh,
was still good.
100%, 100% he did.
He lacked, but this year in MW2, I think he was a sleeper. I think he looked good all year,
I
even though he got dropped.
yeah.
I think he looked good all year, especially when he came back and had a point to prove.
I thought he was one of the best players in the league. Like I thought he was definitely like top 15 players in the league starting out this year, and then when he got
Had him
dropped by
top.
Toronto, man, like that really took me by surprise. But
Maybe.
I'm really looking forward to the CDL this year, but also I'm really looking for MW3 this MW3 season because now
Yeah.
now I'm back on a sub, and you're kind of taking that old role that I used to have, that kind of IGL flex player. So talk to me a little bit about how the transition has been from sub to this kind of IGL flex player role.
Well, so we were talking about how we started together this year. Whenever we first started, I was originally a AR for like 2 days.
Yep.
But then I went sub because Blue always had his days where he wanted to do something different each time,
Yeah.
and so we always had a lot of role changes. So I was always bouncing back and forth, which I think could have been my downfall, but that's okay because we ended up growing from it. But whenever me and Zero, at what he used to be outdated,
Yep.
whenever we went to make complex, uh, I going in, I was like, I'm gonna be flex. That's the role I think I'm gonna thrive in. I'm gonna do this. And he was like, all right, let's do it. We filled around that, and then playing as the flex, I think I grew my gameplay like a whole like
And
8 notches. Like
I
it grew a lot
I
quick.
will I will agree with that. When I have Blue on here, I'll try to ask him. But definitely we did see the growth in you, and I felt that if you would have stayed with us, you would have never had the personal and the player growth that you needed and the
Yeah,
in-game knowledge. Because um,
and I think that's another thing. Like saying like seeing that y'all seen the actual growth and y'all and now knowing that y'all actually trust it. I think that's back to where I was talking about expectations of trusting calls. I think y'all can actually trust what I'm saying whenever I'm on the map
yeah,
because
yeah,
y'all have seen
100%.
it.
Yeah, because
And then, but also with me moving, that's putting you on a sub,
hmm
and I think sub is where you got to stay on a sub.
yeah, I feel like
Like
as
you're
much.
like you're good on the AR, but it's just not, it's your pacing just great on a sub. Like most Call of Duty fans, y'all are gonna know about pacing, and his pacing is just a lot better on the sub. Y'all will see it once y'all start seeing all these gameplays come out. Max the guy on the sub.
And so yesterday we scrimmed Team D aside, and that was possibly the best series I think I've ever seen you play. I think I've seen you play one better series than that. Like we didn't get to play the full scrim or nothing, but um, you did play very very well. Map one you went -8, but also keep this in mind, everybody. I had the most damage on our team. Blue was right behind me at I think he had 3158 or something like that. And then this man Doxx over here, he was shooting everybody on the map, man. He had 3108 or something like that. He was actually shooting at everybody. So, um,
Yeah,
and then I know me and you haven't personally got to go over the VOD together, and I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the video. I'm gonna try to put like the clip in the video too. So it was at the end of the game. They team nade P3, and so right before then you spawned near Vans, like near Milk on Embassy, and you ran up mid, and you got a three piece to end the game. And I was like that three piece literally won us the game because
yeah,
if they get through that right there, who knows? Like, cause also you leave that guy on point, and then you getting that three piece, it's a 1v3 on point for him. So he has to kill
yeah.
me, Zero,
Zero
and
and
Blue.
blue.
So that was a very heads up play out of you,
Yeah.
and just it's little stuff like that. And I
See,
was,
but that's another thing. To all like any amateur COD players that are watching this, that's why comms are so important. Anyone you're playing with, because off my, actually remember this because I was getting hyped. Off my spawn at Vans, I said that I'm spawning there, so we automatically know that they're
hmm
spawning that P4 side door over there. And then we seen the teammates, and we know there's only one in hill, and I seen that you and Blue were challenging it. So at that point, I got on mid palms, and I literally just looked at it because I knew they had to be coming there
yeah.
because we had Zero blocking gas. So I mean, you have those comms and know where everyone's going. It just gameplay's easy. But real quick before we continue, I wanna shout this out on every single podcast we do until we get to this moment. But we're gonna have a Christmas special this year. We're gonna hopefully have all the Bristol boys unite for an actual live in person podcast this year.
Yep. It'd be pretty sick. Hopefully, it can be after the round of golf that we vlog. It'd be pretty sick. We can all just
Yeah,
sit down, have a couple drinks, and
have a
yeah,
good old time.
exactly, exactly. So I'm gonna ask another question. So with our team, right? Especially I think Blue, you and Blue have had the most growth as players this year, especially like not saying that Zero hasn't had any growth, but I feel like for me the two most notable is you and Blue. You just from a leadership, comms, and your gun skills gotten a lot better. Like even in the map, the third map that we ended up playing them, like you played way better than me. Like I had a really bad game, and like you were there with me every step of the way. So shout out to you on really improving. And then I really got to talk about Blues comms, man. Like like I was saying, like his comms improved so much when me and him went to go play with Spaz and Neb, because at that point I wasn't the only one calling him out for it, and he was kind of really understanding. Maybe I do need to fix this. Maybe this is making me a bad teammate. So I guess my question to you is, what all have you seen in the growth of Blue?
I just following up on what you're saying. Like, I wish we could find some old videos of like our comms. Like, I wish people could understand what we're saying. Like, you would hear him maybe call out once every like minute of the map.
Yeah,
Which I mean, a minute sounds like a short amount of time, but in a game like
that's an
that's a
entire
long
hill.
time
That's an
without talking.
entire hill
Yeah,
in Call of Duty. So
but I mean, but not only just that, like Blue's obviously had the gun skill for a while, and
yeah.
like we all know that Blue could go really big places if he sets himself up right. But it's just like comms and like even leadership because he's never been the type to lead. He's gonna, I mean, he gets heated sometimes, but like he's been really like taking over, actually calling some shots
Hmm.
and stuff, especially in S&D. His S&D plays are really good.
Um,
Um, but real quick though, I know like I'm gonna hype about everybody a little bit because I got a little bit to say about everybody. With Zero especially, like, but he played a little bit in Vanguard with us because we also had a teammate called Loot, which is
yep.
also he's kind of part of our little group. Where he's in there with us. He's doing a little bit of editing and stuff, but he's kind of MIA right now. But uh, really before then, Outdated hasn't played since like maybe Black Ops Two,
It
like
was Advanced Warfare.
yeah, around there. Like it's been a while. Like he really, to me, I think he had a really big growth. Like but his growth just isn't as seen because he's not having he's doing main AR things. You know what I mean? Like he's not having
Yeah.
to do as much as like other positions. But if like you'll watch him on the map, like he's a good listener and he'll always block shit for you.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to curse, sorry guys, but he'll always block your stuff for you. He'll cut if he has to. Like he's always gonna be on rotations.
Hmm.
And you'll see him. He is a hill kit until the day he dies. He will do all the dirty work. And then taking a look at Mac, I mean, like coming off of literally 2 months without playing, whenever y'all see this VOD of us playing against Deicide, I mean, the dude is a menace still. Like they can't shut him down. We were loading into the game, and he calls like a play that we've none of us have ever even like thought about doing. But off rip, he's like, "Yeah, we're gonna do this," and you'll see him like literally does not miss a bullet, and we get like a free 15 seconds on
We
P1
yeah
of the embassy.
we get a so what happened is we get a 3 free down. So basically what the call was is I'm gonna pull out a third AR off the rip. I'm gonna try to soak some of this time. Mike, which is Zero, his name is Paradox in the gameplay, and then Blues in the gameplay is EPH. We just haven't had the name changes yet. But we I was like, you're gonna watch my top paper, and then I told Doxx over here, I was like, hey, go EC because they might send one there, and we'll be able to see that cut, and no one has to go Xbox. And I was like, Blue, if you can get inside their building and cause some problems, go for it. So I don't think anyone ended up going that sign side over there, but
The
uh,
person.
yep. So I ended up getting first blood, bottom bathroom, and then 2 seconds after that, Michael was up top, and he ended up killing that guy top paper, and Andrew gets a kill, and he was kind of starting to cause some problems in their building,
No, he
but
was all up in this stuff. Yeah.
yeah. And then Deicide, credit to them, they had a really nice double chow on him actually, so and ended up taking him out, and we had a free, I think it was 18 seconds off the rip, so it
Yeah.
was. I mean,
That's big on a
yeah,
P1 on embassy.
exactly, and um, there are some definitely rusts to break off. So getting that series in yesterday was really helpful for me. And it was definitely helpful for the team because we really haven't played in a team aspect in a while, especially since I've been gone for 2 months. So it was pretty fun.
Oh yeah. Well, let's get like one more question, and then next time we're on here, y'all will see either Mac on the other side of the questions, or maybe like Blue or Zero. But let's get one more.
All right,
I gotta go.
I'll ask you a question, and you can ask me a question. Okay.
All right.
All right, you can ask
You
me a
going
question
first?
first.
All right.
I can't think of one.
Let me get a good one here. Let's see. I'm gonna have like it's gonna be two questions,
All right.
but you can just answer them at the same time. So first question, what is it that like clicked in your mind that made you decide that you wanted to go back to the original four and all of us play together again? And I want to go back on the question that you asked me. What is your goals and expectations for the year?
Okay. So I feel like at the beginning of the year, every single year, we've all played together. So I would kind of like for us to stay together this year, because even in Vanguard, we kind of had that little split for a little bit. But I want us to stick together this year. I guess that's one of my expectations. Also, another expectation that I have is for everyone to grow a little bit more than they did this year, because I feel like if you in general can improve a little bit more on your gun skill and on your leadership, and just point us in the right direction, and then allow me and Blue to just absolutely fry, and that would be awesome. Um, Something I want out of Blue is just kind of clean up some misplays, and uh, maybe a little bit for his comms to improve. But he's going to the right steps. And then for Zero, I'd really like to see him help a little bit with the load of you and the comms, because if he can go in there and help you out with the comms, and it'll also help you a little bit, and you can focus more on your gunny. I would kind of like to see Zero step into more of a Lamar role, and then you kind of step more into like a Slayer flex, like a Celium role. My goals for this year, for me personally, I want to have the best season that I've had. I want to I want to win something, man. Like I want to place top 32 at least in one of the Challengers Cups this year. I want to get better as a team, get better as an individual, whether that's in game or out of game. And I want this brand to grow. I want us to actually make something of this, and I don't want to switch up on it. So I want to stick true to this.
I like it.
So, what is your MW3 wish list?
Like what I want from the game.
Yep.
Oh Lord, a lot. Um, man, I think I want slide canceling back. I would like slide canceling back, and I like the leaks. I hope the leaks are correct. Like I want like a Deddy perk back. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah, like
And I
Ninja.
want them to, yeah, like Ninja. I hope they keep trophies in it, 'cause I love having my trophy. Um, oh, my biggest wish list. And I know you're going to agree with me on this. A 3-gun meta.
Yeah, man, let me tell you. Black Ops 4 was one of the last times that I really had a lot of fun playing Call of Duty. Just the dude. I loved using the Maddox and the SOG. Oh my god! And dude, every single gun in that meta was so fun to use.
Oh yeah.
Um, I'm gonna go through my wish list real fast. So I want the game to kind of play like Vanguard mixed with MW2. I know that's kind of like the leaks. It's kind of like Vanguard and MW2 had a baby. So if slide canceling is back, that's fine with me. I just, man, I've missed red dots this year so much, because
Oh man.
comms had to be so on point this year. Like you had to like actually say like, yo, he's on the front part of the truck laying down. But like you could be like, yo, he's laying down front truck, and like in previous years you'd be like he's laying down, and then like if you don't give like a good enough call out, like the red dot's there to kind of save you. But red dots, and I'm glad they're coming back. I just want I just want some good CDL camos this year too.
Facts.
Some good
On
CDL
God.
camos would be pretty sick. I also would like for that create a camo from like Black Ops 3 to come back, because I thought that was the coolest thing, man. I'd put like a little gradient on there from like pink to blue, and I'd put it on the VMP or the CUDA or anything, man. But yeah, I really, just really want this game to be fun.
Oh same. But let's sign her off.
All right, everybody. Well, this has been Crucified Mac and Crucified Doxx. Thanks for joining in on the first episode of the Crucifixion. We'll see you guys later.